Hello and welcome back, everybody. So today is going to be a little bit of a different video. As you all know, or as some of you may know, I did go out and pick up a dry washer. Let me switch the camera view here. There we go. So I picked up a dry washer for when I go prospecting. It's a manual dry washer. I specifically wanted the manual to make it a little easier on me because carrying battery and of course the motor, it adds weight to everything. Plus your shovels, your buckets, maybe a pan, everything that you need, to get your gold. It all adds up. So the reason I went with this particular one is one, it was lightweight. I believe it's between maybe 12 and 15 pounds, so not heavy at all. I'm going to try to actually hook up a couple of straps on it so I can carry it like a backpack. That way I have my hands free, just have my buckets and my shovels, or I'll see exactly what I can hook on to the pack itself. If I could hook on a bucket, put everything in there and just carry like a shovel with me, then that'll make it so much easier because sometimes we know you have to hike a good half mile, even more to get to a good spot. You want to go to a place that not a lot of people go to. If you just go right off, if you're getting out of your car, go right to the riverbank, or in our case the dry rivers. People probably already worked it, so you want to hike a little bit just to get that little better spot and maybe find a little bit more gold if you're lucky. So what we did is, the company I went with, it's called Desert Drywashers. They're based out of Arizona. The dry washer that I received was the Prospecting Puffer, $325. A little manual one. I talked to the owner, Michael. He's a great guy. He gave me a lot of information before I even decided to make the purchase itself. I did my research to try to find different ones, and I did ultimately go with this one. One, because it's easy setup, it's pretty quick, lightweight, and it was one of the cheaper ones out there. You could probably pay more for something like this. So what we're going to do today is we're going to pan out or dry wash all my cons. So my cons, I always dry out before I put it into the bucket, so they're already good to go. I have almost a 5-gallon bucket worth. I'm going to go set that up. Probably take a little video and maybe fast forward it. I'll let you know how long it takes for setup. But when we set up initially, I actually went to pick up the item directly from Michael, and he was cool. He said, "Hey, save you on shipping. Why don't you come pick it up? It costs me less than gas, maybe just a little bit of time, and that's about it." So, and got a lot of good information from as one to setting it up, to seeing how it works, and then he showed me a couple other things as well. And he actually showed me a banjo pan that I was looking at before and didn't really think of it, but he showed it to me how he has it run up, like set up like a sluice, and actually it works pretty good. So I might have to pick up one of those one day. So again, desertdrywashers.com, Prospecting Puffer. It was, again, $325. It is made to order, so he doesn't build them until he gets an order. Usually takes the money down, of course, to get materials, because it is made out of wood. Try to make it as light as possible, and made out of redwood. He does guarantee his work, so if something breaks, on there, you can just touch base with him again, and he'll probably fix it, little to no cost. Alright, so I'm going to take you outside right now, set up the dry washer, and then dry wash about 5 gallons worth of cons. And I'm kind of excited about this, but I'm kind of not, because it's from when I first started panning too. It was like, I bought little pay dirt bags, and there were little half-pound bags here and there, and I think there might be a lot of gold on the bottom of that bucket, which will be awesome to get, but I was like, I'm scared to see how much gold I actually missed. Alright, let's get to it. See you guys outside. Alright, and I'm back. So, that was the dry washer. Couple little hiccups. All due to me. One, this was my first time actually setting up the dry washer by myself. So I picked it up, we set it up there. I had to remember, because the first time I set it up when I was over at Michael's place, he told me how to set it up, but I put the legs backwards. So I was double checking to make sure the legs were just right this time. So that's why you saw me going back and forth a little bit. And then, typically when you're out in the field, you're not expected to probably dump a whole 5-gallon bucket in there. So I dumped a little bit too much at one point, and some spilled over. So usually you're working with, you get a couple shovelfuls go in there. The hopper holds about 2 gallons, and I had it on full blast, wide open. So I kind of need to play around with that to see how much sand. I'm probably going to try halfway, so less, pay dirt goes through the hopper down into the puffer itself. I think that's why you saw some of it spilling over. Normally, we wouldn't keep a 5-gallon bucket, or we wouldn't keep a gold pan underneath the puffer. But since this was tailings, you never know, I might want to go through it again. So I'm just going to still hold on to them. So, with that said and done, let's see what we got. So, let me switch the camera views here and shrink myself down just a little bit. Then we're going to go to this. So, not a bad amount of material, as you saw. It's pretty fine. A couple little bigger pieces itself that stayed in the bottom, but for the most part, it took out everything. Organics, a lot of fun. So it did really well. So why don't we go ahead and pan this out, see what kind of gold we got in here. Let me just get my setup ready. All right. Okay, I'm going to switch it over, get rid of this here, get rid of this, go with this. Alright, so we've got some pay dirt in here, water's still good, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. And this is everything that we collected from the dry washer. Let's do little by little, see if we find any gold. Like I said, I'm kind of excited and worried at the same time to see how much gold I missed, especially in those early days of panning. And this might get murky because there's some, wow, I already see it. So there's some stuff here from Vendetta, there's some from Music Man, Lynch Mining, a little bit of everything really. But wow, I missed a giant piece of gold. Holy crap. So disappointed in myself. But isn't that why we always keep our tailings? You never know what we're going to find afterwards. I'm not sure how much I'm going to find, but I know I'm going to find something. Alright, down to black sands. Alright, so there you have it. Look at all that gold. Let me switch over cameras too. Okay, so this was good amount of work. You know, like I said, overall the dry washing took what, about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, maybe that. Ran through 5 gallons of material. Again, not normally something that you would do just working with the 5-gallon bucket, but more or less shovels, and then so a couple shovels, pop in the puffer, and then doing it again. So they go relatively quick, but look what I found. There's a lot of fine gold in here too. So I'm going to dry this out, clean this up, and then we're going to see how much gold I left behind in that 5-gallon bucket. Overall, the puffer works well. It recovers, you know, a good amount of gold. And even that one chunky piece right there, I don't know how I missed that before, but that got away from me somehow. So I am very pleased with my investment, and I can't wait to take it out into the field and then try to find some more gold. Thanks for watching, everybody. Alright, here's the moment of truth. The moment I've been excited to see and not so much so. Just because I know I missed some gold. Okay, this is a little too bouncy. Let me try switching views here. Give me a second. Alright, so just took out the little black piece underneath just and put it on my regular pad here. So let's test out the weight. Looks a lot better. Still a little light, but I'll be okay with that. Now for the real test. Let's see how much gold I missed, and let's see how much the dry washer picked up. Okay, so not so bad. Just under 1/10 of a gram of gold. 0.079, 0.081. Not bad. So dry washer definitely did the job, did the trick. 0.080. We'll leave it at that. So dry washer works really well. Missed the gold that I missed previously, and as you can see, it's not a bad amount of gold. I'll take a close-up picture so everybody can see in more detail, but I'm very happy with my purchase so far. And stay tuned for more stuff from the dry washer. That's going with me on a couple different claims. Alright, thanks for watching.